Good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. I'm Paul Clark and welcome to my studio. So, what have I got for you lovely lot today? Well, from last week's Q&A, I had several of you requesting some floral paintings. Now, up to now, I've sort of steered away from painting too many florals. I have done a few, but it's just that there are so many brilliant artists doing fantastic tutorials with florals. I mean, it's probably one of the most popular subjects here on YouTube. But I thought, well, why not have a go? But I needed some inspiration. So I had a little stroll around the garden, and although there were lots of beautiful things, I felt it all looked a bit complicated and nothing was really shouting out, "Paint me." Now, we are very lucky to be surrounded on all sides by farmland. So I thought I'd go out into the fields, take a little stroll and try and find something perhaps a little more wild. Then I spotted this little clump sticking out from the hedgerow. That's more like it. A lovely pink wild rose. So, come and join me and we'll paint this step by step together. Okay, so here is the photo reference which this painting is loosely based on. And before I started, I just did a quick loose painting in my sketchbook just to get in the mood. Today's materials: my paper is a nice thick sheet of Saunders Waterford Rough. It's £300, so it won't need stretching, but of course any decent watercolour paper will do. Just 4 colours today, my 3 primaries starting with quinacridone rose, but any bright pink will do, like a magenta or a permanent rose. Then some cobalt blue, cadmium yellow and just a touch of burnt sienna. And 2 brushes from my range, a number 12 and number 6 round. Here's today's pencil sketch, nice and simple, so no drawing template needed. Go on, you can do it. Off we go, and I'm starting by painting the complete flower with clean water, and I'm using my number 12 brush. Then straight into the wet. Don't hang about. I'm painting in a fairly watery mix of the quinacridone rose, leaving plenty of white areas. Then dropping into the wet here, a little stronger mix. Now, it always amazed me when I first started in watercolour how the paint always stays contained within the wash you've just laid down. And here I'm just lifting out with a clean damp brush to retain some more light areas. And here just softening this edge with some clean water. Next, I'm just taking my number 6 brush and just dropping in some clean water into these centre sections here to create a few little backgrounds, which could look interesting and a bit organic. Now, this wash is still damp, so I'm just taking a damp brush, and this is my number 6, and softening these edges. Okay, so I've let that totally dry, then I'm coming back in with a very watery transparent wash to suggest a few petal details. But I'm being very careful not to overdo this because I don't want to lose those lovely soft washes that I've already painted. Next, I've decided I want to make this second rose blurry and out of focus, so I'm wetting this corner section with clean water, then dropping in the same colours into the wet with simple blobby shapes. Okay, so now for the background, and I'm planning to go for something lively, almost semi-abstract. I'm using my normal green mix of cadmium yellow and cobalt blue, but really trying to get a lot of variations in my green. Lots of yellowy greens and lots of bluey greens. Just having a real splash around with the paint, adding in clean water and playing with the consistency of paint. Some going in very wet, some in with a very thick, creamy mixture. Splatting and generally making a mess. Now there are far too many colour mixes to list them all, so it's your opportunity just to experiment and have a bit of fun. Of course, dab out with a tissue any unwanted spots. Lifting out here with a clean brush to retain some of that light. And I'm even splatting in here some of that quinacridone rose. And painting around the flower here, I'm being fairly careful to leave a little white gap between the background and the petals. And here I'm almost adding in pure blue just to add that bit of interest. Now, although I didn't mention sap green at the beginning of the video, I have added in a little bit just to add some little extra punch and brightness. So to really beef up the contrast between the background and the flower, I'm really painting in a nice dark value underneath. Next, I'm taking a few granules of table salt and very sparingly sprinkling into the wet on a couple of the edges here. Definitely don't overdo this, it can easily look over the top. And I'm just chucking in a little bit more blue here. So now we need to let this totally dry. So it's a perfect time for a short break. And how about a glass of wild rose cider?
Made from apples and rosebuds, you know.
So now that's dry, I'm after some hard edge splats, so I'm using a dark green mix and just simply knocking the brush against my finger. Next for the stamen in the rose. Now I'm starting by giving a very light spray just to diffuse the colour slightly. Then painting in with my number 6 brush and some cadmium yellow, some simple little dots. And then while still wet, adding in a few little dots of burnt sienna. So what we have at the moment is, because the rose has sharp edges completely around it, it almost looks like it's been stuck onto the background. So I'm just taking a damp tissue and slightly softening a few of the edges to blend it into the background, but just in a few places. I always think that a good watercolour has a mix of hard and soft edges. And I'm even blurring out a little bit further some of the background. So this little section here is probably one of my favourite bits of the painting. Definitely a happy accident caused by uneven drying time and a few specks of salt. All things that happen if you let the paint do its thing. And just some final little touches with a yellow-green pastel pencil for some of these stalks and stems, and then just smudging out the ends with my finger. There we go, all done, and this one in about an hour and 20 minutes. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, and you'll give it a go, even if you don't normally paint flowers. Really have fun with that background, splash around with the paint, really experiment with your colours. Make it your own, and of course always enjoy the experience. And please don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already, it is free. Leave a comment, I do read every single one, can't always reply to them all. And of course I look forward to seeing you all again next week for another Watercolour Wednesday. Have a great week everyone, bye for now.